It's been a while since the Gulf Coast has seen a hurricane. And if you forgot what it looks like, this is what it looks like.
What we're seeing here is a bowing segment, so that could indicate some straight line winds.
If I were here this time 2 weeks ago on December 26th when it reached that historic crest, I couldn't be standing here. I would be underwater. The water would be above my head.
Over the past hour, we've gotten a lot of reports of hail moving through Defuniak Springs in southern Geneva County, so this one's a hail maker.
Based on radar last night, it definitely looked indicative of a tornado. It was a tornado-warned storm.
For us, though, we're just seeing that cold rain. Of course, we're just a little too close to the Gulf.
Overall, been going pretty well. Just one paper cut to speak of, but all for a good cause.
You learned your lesson yesterday.
I did.
Sorry for snapping at you a little bit when I was out at Walgreens. But yeah, so Punxsutawney Phil, sit down because I'm thinking spring is going to be on the way. We don't still have a defined center of circulation, and you really need that to be able to try and forecast where the storm could go. Just as we've been talking here, this rotation isn't quite as strong as it had been when it was further over the water. If you can do so safely, let us know on social media, on our WTVY News Facebook page, anything that you're seeing in your area, because you're our eyes outside. If you hear thunder, head indoors. It's very important because there is so much lightning with this.
You may actually want to have a little pair of sunglasses you grab if you're going to be out here within the next 30 minutes. The sun is slowly dipping down below the horizon now. I swear it's right in my eyesight.
Yes,
Don't let little
exactly.
spills at home or even here.
What is it? Don't cry over spilled milk. Don't cry over spilled coffee.
Exactly.
Either, unless of course it's hot, then I'd be crying too. Friday morning, check this out. 50s on the map. It has been quite a few months since we've seen that.
Yes, it's cold and it's chilly, but you can feel the warmth from the generosity of everyone's heart. So really, all in all, a good night here in the Circle City.
We were really lucky on this one.
So one last question. Paco, was it rough for you?
Paco's not real big about the wind.
I'll check back in with you in a minute with the full forecast.
All right, Lauren. Oh, look at that.
And now from the Forewarned Storm Center, meteorologist Lauren Linahan.
Whether you're farther inland or a little closer to the coast like Dothan Island, dry skies all around, dry conditions really not going to be changing into the next couple days. Even as we see a cold front coming through, we do have an update on the drought situation across Alabama and Georgia. So the extreme and exceptional drought areas, these two reds you see here, have extended farther into the Wiregrass. That exceptional, the highest degree of drought possible, is right in Barber County in that northern corner. But the rest of us not sitting too pretty either. So unfortunately, this isn't much of a surprise considering didn't get any significant rain this past week or really the past couple of months. And look at that dry air. Man, those are some low dew points in place. So really just not a supportive environment for any rainfall. And it has been supporting, though, temperatures warming up quickly in the afternoon. 81 currently in Montgomery, 80 over in Tallahassee, sitting right around that 80-degree mark too here in the Wiregrass, 82 in Abbeville, and 74 down in Panama City. Satellite and radar all clear as usual, just not seeing any significant cloud cover because we are so dry. Can't even support any moisture in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So we've got that high pressure in place. Now it has slid over a little to the east. We are going to be seeing a change in the weather pattern in the sense that temperatures are going to be changing. We have a cold front net right now positioned over the Texas Panhandle that will slowly be drifting eastward going into the weekend. That's going to be bringing some of the chilliest temperatures we've seen all season. So tracking this front out, going into the overnight hours, we're still looking at clear skies, and that'll be the same case going into Friday. Our winds are going to be shifting, though. They've been pretty calm lately, but now they'll be coming out of the south, so going to see a little bit more moisture in there, which will help produce a little bit more cloud cover going late into the day on Friday. So there's our front crossing the Mississippi border as we go into Friday evening. Now, it hasn't quite made it to Alabama yet. Notice farther to our west, they're getting some rainfall along this front. Watch what happens as the front approaches Alabama. It's coming. The front is coming through Saturday morning, but with it, rain chances scarce. At best, we could just see a little stray shower, maybe a light sprinkle, but otherwise, it's going to come through here barely unnoticed, and all that we're going to see behind that is drier air for Saturday afternoon, sunshine, and much cooler temperatures. In the morning, though, we're looking still at a brisk morning with temperatures in the mid-40s, so we'll be cooling down and warming right back up again tomorrow afternoon. 80s on the map once again. As far as the tropics, we do want to update you on that. Nothing that is really significant in our neck of the woods. Atlantic Basin pretty quiet, but in the Southwest Caribbean Sea, we do still have this area of potential development. Into the next few days would not be anything that affects the Wiregrass. Along the Gulf Coast tomorrow, honestly, it's going to be a beautiful beach day, just a light chop along the coastal lakes and bays. Winds quiet. Going into the weekend, though, those winds are going to pick up a little bit as that cold front comes through. Notice how temperatures change this weekend. Go from 80s on Friday to Sunday, 60s in the afternoon. And that lasts into next week, too. And look at what I added on the 7-day forecast. Notice anything different towards the end of the week?
I see a little turkey there,
Yes.
Lauren, a little dancing turkey.
Thanksgiving is in our midst.
It's in our midst, and it's maybe we'll start feeling like it.
Yes,
Maybe not.
In today's busy world, it is easy to get lost in the hustle and bustle of modern society. So from time to time, many of us just crave an escape. Into the wild here in the Wiregrass, you don't have to travel far to interact with some of the wildest creatures in the animal kingdom. News 4's Lauren Linahan has been exploring the conservation and rehabilitation efforts of different wildlife sanctuaries in our area. She's in the studio now to share their messages in her series Wild at Heart. And Lauren, I do understand you can get up close and personal with wolves just an hour's drive from Dothan.
That's right, Devin. When you picture sunny Florida, a wolf may not be the first image that comes to mind. But in Chipley, an organization is doing its part to conserve a potentially endangered species. Dogs, man's best friend. But in the Florida Panhandle, Cynthia and Wayne Watkins have 30 best friends. And they're all wolves.
Animals can have very profound connections, our domesticated animals like our dogs, but even with the wild species, if you work in a wildlife sanctuary like Seacrest, it is very humbling and a great honor to have these loving relationships with these amazing wild species.
Gray wolves are native to higher latitudes in North America. But travel due south and you'll find some situated on a 430-acre farm just 40 miles below the Florida-Alabama line. The Watkins family has created a home for these wolves in an attempt to conserve and protect them. Ranching and hunting has put wolf populations on the decline in the continental U.S. By allowing one-on-one interactions between humans and wolves, Cynthia hopes this will raise awareness about their critical role in the natural world.
These Seacrest wolves here have been imprinted on and trained to be ambassadors for their species. That means they're wild cousins in the wild that are struggling to retain a place and to survive out there.
Even though these wolves call North America home, just like in the wild, they live in different packs, each with an established hierarchy and family unit.
And wolves love their children. When babies are born in the spring, the whole pack celebrates.
The oldest alpha male and female are Kiowa and Mystic, a retired couple spending their latter years fittingly in Florida in a closed-off section of the preserve. They led a busy life, leading conservation efforts through human interaction, setting the stage for many generations of wolves to come at Seacrest. Kiowa is 16, but would be considered 112 years old in human years. Despite his old age, he still views Cynthia as his mother figure, and she has nothing but doting praise for her oldest son.
It's very much an honor to live with this incredibly amazing species and all the things they teach us. They're great teachers.
But these wolves don't just teach us about their species. They give a little insight to human relationships as well.
The way that they interact and how much they care for one another, and they're always together, obviously, and side by side. And it's just very special being able to watch them and see them interact and how much, obvious love and care and respect they have for one another. It's something we should all strive for.
For Alpha's Kiowa and Mystic, Seacrest intends to make their senior years as relaxing as possible, as thanks for doing their part to help their species and all animals who face endangerment. I spoke with Cynthia on the phone Monday, and she said Kiowa's health has declined rapidly since my visit back in January. But she says Kiowa has lived a long and fulfilling life. She's grateful for the impact he has had on the conservation of his species and helping humans to respect the animal kingdom. Devin?